The rain poured endlessly over the massive black iron gates of the Romano estate, the most feared mansion in the city. People whispered its name in fear. It belonged to Alessandro Romano, the most powerful mafia boss in the country. No one crossed him. No one betrayed him. And no one ever saw kindness in his eyes. But inside the mansion, a young maid named Elena quietly cleaned the marble floors as if she were invisible. Elena had been working there for only 3 months. She came from the poorest neighborhood in the city, where survival was a daily battle. Her father had died when she was young, her mother was sick, and her little brother depended on her completely. The Romano mansion was her only chance to earn enough money to keep her family alive. But the servants whispered warnings. Never look at the boss. Never speak unless spoken to. And never go near his son. The last rule confused Elena. Because the mafia boss's son was different. 6-year-old Leo Romano was nothing like the cold world around him. His bright blue eyes were full of curiosity and innocence. His mother had died 2 years earlier, leaving the boy surrounded only by bodyguards and silent servants. No one dared to show him affection. Except Elena. One afternoon while dusting the library, Elena noticed Leo sitting alone on the floor, quietly drawing. His drawing showed a small house, a sun, and 3 stick figures holding hands. Elena smiled softly. "That's a beautiful drawing," she said gently. The boy looked up, surprised someone spoke to him. "Really?" he asked. "Of course." Leo hesitated. "Everyone here is always busy, or scared." Elena sat beside him. "Well, I'm not scared of you." For the first time in weeks, Leo laughed. From that moment, an unexpected friendship began. Elena would read him bedtime stories when no one was watching. She helped him with homework. She even taught him how to bake cookies in the kitchen. The mansion that once felt cold slowly filled with the sound of a child laughing again. But someone noticed. Alessandro Romano. One evening he stood silently at the doorway, watching Elena tie Leo's shoelaces while the boy talked excitedly about school. The mafia boss's face remained emotionless. Yet something in his chest shifted. For years, he had buried every emotion under power, fear, and revenge. But seeing his son smile again. It was something he hadn't seen since Leo's mother died. Still, Alessandro said nothing. Until the night everything changed. It was late evening when the attack happened. 3 black SUVs smashed through the estate gate. Gunfire erupted across the property. Alessandro's enemies had finally come. Inside the mansion, chaos exploded. Guards ran in every direction. Bullets shattered windows. And in the middle of the panic, Leo stood frozen in the hallway. Elena saw him. And then she saw the gunman. A masked attacker pointed his weapon directly at the child. Time stopped. The man pulled the trigger. Elena didn't think. She ran. Throwing herself in front of the boy. Bang! The first bullet tore through her shoulder. She gasped but didn't move. Bang! The second bullet hit her side. Leo screamed. Bang! The third bullet struck her back as she wrapped both arms around the child. The gunman prepared to fire again. But a thunderous voice roared behind him. "Drop the gun." Alessandro Romano stood at the end of the hallway. His eyes burned with pure fury. Before the attacker could react, Alessandro pulled the trigger. The gunman collapsed instantly. Silence filled the mansion. Then Alessandro saw the blood. Elena was collapsing. Still protecting his son. Leo cried desperately. "Elena! Please don't die." For the first time in years, Alessandro Romano felt fear. Real fear. He ran forward and caught her before she hit the ground. Her breathing was weak. Her hands were still wrapped protectively around Leo. Even while dying, she was protecting the boy. Alessandro stared at her in disbelief. This poor maid had taken 3 bullets for his son. Something no soldier, no guard, no loyal man had ever done. The most feared mafia boss in the world whispered softly, "Stay alive, please." And for the first time in his life, he begged. Before we continue this unbelievable story, take a second to subscribe to the channel. Stories like this show that sometimes the bravest heroes come from the most unexpected places. Now let's see what happened next. The hospital emergency room exploded into action as doctors rushed Elena inside. 3 bullets. Massive blood loss. The doctors whispered grimly, "She may not survive." Outside the operating room stood the most dangerous man in the country. Alessandro Romano. His hands were covered in Elena's blood. Leo sat beside him, crying quietly. "Daddy, she saved me." Alessandro looked down at his son. For the first time in years, the boy looked terrified. And Alessandro realized something painful. The only person who had truly cared for his son was the maid now fighting for her life. Hours passed. The surgery doors finally opened. The doctor stepped out. "She's alive." Leo ran forward in relief. But the doctor continued, "She's very weak. Recovery will be long." Alessandro nodded once. "Give her the best care money can buy." But the doctor shook his head. "It's not money she needs." "What then?" "Someone who stays."